10.1 is called Make Predictions. Statistics deal with collecting, organizing, and interpreting data. A survey is a method of collecting information. The group being studied is the population. Sometimes the population is very large. To save time and money, part of the group, called a sample, is surveyed. So without all the fancy words, what this means is if the country is trying to find out what the entire country, like if the government's trying to figure out what the entire country would think about something, they're going to pick a sample of people. They're not going to go door to door and ask every single person in the entire country a question. They're going to pick a certain percentage of people or a certain number of people and ask them a question, and hopefully it'll be a sample, a good representation of what the entire country would feel. The students in Mr. Blackwell's class brought photos from their spring break. The table shows how many students brought each type of photo. So if you look at the table, we need to figure out how many students are there total. So there's 6 that went to the beach, 4 to campgrounds, so that's 10 total, plus 7 at home, so 10 plus 7 is 17, plus 11 is 28 students total. So we write 28 on our bottom because we know when finding the probability, the total possibility goes on bottom, which is 28. And what is the probability that a student brought a photo taken at a theme park? And that is 11 students went to a theme park. So the probability that it was taken at a theme park is 11/28. And we circle it, and that's our answer. Again, we're using Mr. Blackwell's spring break photos. 1B says, what is the probability that a student brought a photo taken at a beach? So again, there are 28 pictures total, and there are 6 taken at a beach. Now I know the 2 goes in to both of those, so I know that I can divide by 2, and when I divide by 2, I get 3/14. So 3/14, I circle it, and that's my answer. Okay, 2A, we're going to get a little trickier here. It says there are 560 students at the school where Mr. Blackwell teaches. Predict how many students would bring in a photo taken at a theme park. Well, we know that the probability of somebody bringing in the picture at a theme park is 11/28. And they want to know out of 560 students, how many of those would bring in a theme park picture. So I put a T in for theme park. Now, how did I know 560 went on the bottom? Because 28 is the total number of students in Blackwell's class. 560 is the total number of students in the school in general. So total goes on bottom, number of theme park pictures goes on top. Now I cross multiply, so I take 28 times T is 28T. And I take 11 times 560, and I'm going to have to use my calculator on that one. That gets me 6,160. And then to get T by itself, I divide by 28. And T equals 220 theme park pictures. And I circle it, and that's my answer. Okay, 3A, a survey found that 85% of people use emojis on their text messages. Predict how many of the 2,450 students at Washington Middle School use emojis. So you could do this a couple different ways. The way I would prefer to do it is just do 85% of 2,450. And when I multiply those together, I get 2,082.5 students. Circle it, and that's my answer. But the way that you guys, when you learned percents, preferred things, makes me think you might prefer it like this. 85 over 100 equals X over 2,450. And then you would just cross multiply to find X, and you would get the same answer. I don't care which way you do it, as long as you do it one of the ways and get the right answer. For A, the circle graph shows the results of a survey in which children ages 8 to 12 were asked whether they have a television in their bedroom. Predict how many out of 1,725 students would not have a television in their bedroom. So we first look at this and say who would not have a television in their bedroom. That's 54%. So we do 54% of the 1,725 students. And that gets me 931 and a half people, students. And I circle it. And that's my answer.